everyone, this is the Prussian Prince with another Total War Attila tournament match cast, and this is the Attila League best of 3 match between myself, Agony, and PrinceofMacedon. So this should be an extremely interesting one. The first game though, we have here, whoops. Steam opened up for me. Sorry about that, but I don't think you saw it. Anyway, this is the first game between me and PrinceofMacedon. I'm playing as the Caledonians, and he is Eastern Roman Empire, so this matchup, I would say, is slightly favors him. But we'll see if I can pull it off. You can also check out PrinceofMacedon's channel in the description. I'll leave a link to it there. And I did lie, I guess, about me not recording replays of, old replays of the game, because the hotfix broke them. I mean, I guess the hotfix broke these replays too, but this is going to be the last match I record with old replays. And hopefully it isn't too desynced or too broken to be seen. I hope it's at least okay. And I hope there's not too many zombie units on the field. But anyway, again, you can check out PrinceofMacedon's channel in the description. But let's get to the game. So, again, I'm the Caledonians. I have my Celtic Noble General with Brace. I have 2 Celtic Crossbows in total. I have 2 Horse Whispers on each flank, Bronze 1. I have my 3 Axes on the right flank. Make that 4 Axes, 4 Caledonian Axemen. Then I have a center composed of 3 Celtic Warriors and my 6 Mormor Cavalry, Bronze 1. And now for PrinceofMacedon, again, who is the Eastern Roman Empire. He's got, looks like 2 flanks. Where is his general? I cannot see his general. Okay, there it is. He has a Magister Militum Gold 3 with Warcry. So upgraded like this, he's gonna take a very long time to kill, and he's gonna be fairly effective in melee as well. Then let's see. He has looks like a Clibonari on each flank, supported by 2 Tagmata Cavalry. And looks like, no, wait, let's pause it for a bit, because engagement's gonna start soon. 2 Clibonari on the left, Gold 1, with a Tagmata Gold 1. Now on the right, we see his Clibonari Gold 1, and another Clibonari Gold 1, with a Tagmata Cav Gold 1. Looks like his left flank has, let's see, 3 Legio Comitatenses, Bronze 1, with 3 Sagittari. His right flank has 3 Sagittari with 2 Legio Comitatenses, both Bronze 1. So his left flank actually make it the 3rd Legio Comitatenses, Bronze 1. So his left flank is actually a bit out of position, because he deployed in 2 flanks, and that's, I don't think that's very good against the Celts. You have to make like one big army, and like just not split up your army at all against the Celts, because as you may or may not know, the Celts can actually deploy their whole army wherever they want on the map, as long as it's not the deployment zone of the enemy. Or actually, can you? I don't know. I think that was a bug. I don't actually remember if you can or not, but anyway. Yeah, you can deploy anywhere on the map, aside from the enemy's deployment zone. Because if you could, I think you could, there was a bug where you could. Anyway, it doesn't really matter whether or not you can't deploy in the enemy's deployment zone. The important part is you can deploy wherever outside his deployment zone for sure, as you can see me doing here. I've also got rapid advance on my Caledonian Axemen, and I'm using it so I can get my axes into the fight as soon as possible. These are my damage dealing units, the Axe Warriors and the 2 Celtic Warriors. Mormor Cavalry is just here to hold. But anyway, let's hit play and watch how this game starts. As you can see, I'm actually going to get a fairly decent cav charge into his Legio Comitatenses here. And I'm going to spread out my Mormor Cavalry to make sure it doesn't take as much damage from his, or it lives for longer against the Clibonari. Here I get a nice cav charge into his Legio Comitatenses. I'm going to engage my cavalry here. His Tagmatas here did not get the best of charges, but as you can see here, Clibonari just crushing through my Mormor Cavalry. But now I've got Axemen in. I'm gonna get a nice rear charge onto his Clibonari here. I get a charge on these Legio Comitatenses. I pull out now, which means this unit's gonna take a lot of damage. So one has to wonder if this was actually worth it for me, and I would think that it was not. Here this is a bad engagement for me. The Tagmata is going to destroy me, but I have a lot of axe units in the fight here, which should help out a lot against all these Klibanari and the Tagmata cavalry. But here I'm gonna disengage this Mormor cavalry, and I'm gonna try and stop him from getting to my crossbowmen. Now with the crossbowmen firing, I'm gonna do a significant amount of damage. I'm going to try and get my Celtic warriors here to block this Klibanari from getting into my army. But at this point, I mean, I held here a bit with the Mormor cavalry, didn't really kill anything almost though. Here I don't want to fight his Legio Comitatenses with Horse Whisperers, so I'm disengaging. His Klibanari now have actually destroyed my unit, but looks like very nicely done here by PrinceofMacedon. He's going to pull them away and not let them get charged. Here I pull back my Mormor cavalry because I think I have to charge his infantry. I'm going to pull back the spears on my right flank. Again, I don't want to engage his Legio Comitatenses. Here I may be going a bit too far out with my Celtic warriors. If he wanted to, he could have charged them. But I guess he's actually going to go for it now. But I wonder if this is a good thing to do. He's definitely going to do a lot of damage now with the charge, but he's just going to die to my crossbowmen right now. And he's going to get a charge here, but not into my Horse Whisperers though. He could have charged into my Horse Whisperers and destroyed them as they were moving. So I guess he does want to kill my Mormor cavalry first though. Needs to do something with this Tagmata though, either charge into my Celtic warriors or pull back. But his Sagittari are definitely being very annoying for me right now. I'm gonna get a nice rear charge here into these Tagmatas. Again, not rear charging the Legio Comitatenses, it probably would have been a far better choice to rear charge that, but I guess that's what I'm gonna do next here. Rear charge the Legio Comitatenses. And here, as you can see, I'm still pulling back this Horse Whisperer. I don't want to fight his Legio Comitatenses. Here my axes are doing a very good job against his Tagmatas. I'm going to start pulling back my cavalry. This is a very bad move by me here. I don't get my charge off, but PrinceofMacedon is able to countercharge very nicely here. I am focusing his cavalry though with my Celtic crossbows, and here he has this Klibanari here, which is very annoying for me, but it's kind of like stuck in between all these spears and Celtic warriors. So this unit is still getting a significant amount of damage done though onto my units. It's got about 100 kills, but is it cost effective? I wonder. And here, very nicely for me, the Stigmata cavalry does get stuck in all these axes and Celtic warriors, which means my crossbowmen will actually be able to do a good job here. Looks like here I engaged his Legio Comitatenses with my Mormor cavalry, and now I'm going to follow up with Horse Whispers. I mean, I could do decently here, I guess. Now his Tagmatas are going to die here. Still got this Mormor cavalry and a bunch of Caledonian axemen on the field. I'm pulling back my Celtic nobles because I do not want them to die. I'm pulling back over here too. I destroyed this Legio Comitatenses with a Mormor cavalry charge. That is good for me, but my right flank, as you can see, Horse Whisper is going to win there. I'm also targeting his general. Am I? No, I'm not targeting his general. I don't know why. Because I could be killing his general right now. I guess there is a replay desync as well here. Yeah, now my general is over here, but I don't want him to fight the Legio Comitatenses. Again, this replay does seem desync because I don't remember it being exactly like this. Some things are, again, very, very odd. Like me pulling through the Caledonian Axeman against his Magister Militum. This was very, very strange. Looks like I am gonna get a rear charge onto this Legio Comitatenses, and this Legio Comitatenses is still alive, so I guess that is a desync as well. And this unit came back and it routed, okay. I guess I am targeting his general though, but his general has gotten 164 kills, which is insane. Still targeting it down though, as you can see he's dropping very, very quickly to the crossbowmen. But now my Mormor cavalry is off the field. He only has a lot of Sagittari left. Now he's getting rear charge, but I think that these must be zombie units because he definitely would have microed these units if he actually had them on the field, I guess. But this is very, very strange overall. He's gonna go for a last-ditch attempt with the Magister Militum here, but to try and sway the battle in his favor. But right now I've got a decent amount of units left, and my Celtic crossbows can actually do a lot of damage. He's doing a nice job by focusing them though, so I should be pulling back my crossbowmen here. I do. I'm gonna get rid of his Magister Militum here, and let's actually just zoom in and enjoy some sweet action here between the Celts and the Romans. As you can see here, the Celts prefer the axes. There's their tool. Whereas the Romans just fight with a good old sword. So yeah, I've broken through on my left here with the Horse Whispers against the Legio Comitatenses, still going through, but he doesn't have too many units left, and apparently it's a close defeat. Okay, that is weird, because I definitely won the first game, but I guess the the game is again corrupted, so yeah, that is strange. But anyway, I shall see you in game 2. This is the second game against Prince of Macedon. I'm playing as the Picts, and he said in his video that he was going to be very frank with me and pick Franks, and that he did. That he definitely did. Whoops. Windows, stop being weird with me right now. Okay, good. Sorry for that. Anyway, time to hit slow motion, and sadly for me, I deployed on the wrong side. I did not deploy where he was. This is not good for me. But anyway, I'm going to go over my build. So Celtic Noble General, 6 Mormor Cavalry, Bronze 1 as usual, 4 Celtic Crossbows, 2 axes on each flank, 2 Pictish Berserkers on the right and 2 Celtic Berserkers on the left. Pictish ones are actually stronger than the Celtic Berserkers. Something to keep in mind. Then my center is composed of, looks like, 5 Black Blades. These guys are very expensive, but they're actually quite good, as you can see based on their stats. Lots of armor, decent health, and a lot of morale. These guys won't rout. And a decent charge bonus to top it off too. And they have rapid advance, they can scare the enemy unit, and they have frenzy. Those are their important abilities. And they are immune to fear. So some very interesting units. I mean, these Black Blades, very interesting indeed. Now for Prince of Macedon's composition as the Franks. Well, we have actually a very unorthodox composition, but we'll see. Where is his general? I cannot find it. Okay, there it is. His Frankish general, Bronze 1, looks like Silver 1, my bad, with Warcry. Then he does have, let's see, how many Noble Germanic Horsemen? 3, 4, 5, 6 Noble Germanic Horsemen, Gold 1. Very good choice, of course. Noble Germanic Horsemen, very nice melee cavalry units. I guess he could have brought the shock cav, but melee cav is generally sturdier. And if you don't get the charge off, they're much better, the melee cav. So a much safer choice than the shock cav of the Franks. Then he does have a bunch of sword hairband, it seems. 3, 4, 5 sword hairband. And he has 6 Germanic pikes, old 6 Germanic pikes, Bronze 1, by the way. So this is a very interesting choice here. This build, it's fairly rush heavy because he doesn't have a single skirmisher unit. But with my composition, I should be able to do okay against this if I can make sure that I don't get charged. But anyway, let's fast forward. I mean, with the Celtic crossbows, I can target down his cavalry, I can target down his pikes very, very easily. And again, I do have more swords than him. Well, actually, no, I don't have. I have 4. I have 4 axes, and I have 5 Black Blades. So I have the same amount of swords, technically, but I have more capable melee infantry units than he does. That is what I meant to say. I'm moving up my Celtic crossbows now. I'm gonna activate Flaming probably, and then start, or heavy, and start targeting his Germanic pikes. We'll see. But I'm kind of afraid to move up too much against him, because then he could get his cavalry into my crossbows right now. As you can see though, I'm going to be able to get some shots off, I think. So yeah, I'm going to be able to do lots of damage to these pikes, as you can see here. Already losing a lot of men on the first volley. Sadly, I did not really get to shoot too many volleys with the other crossbows though. But so far so good in the engagement for me. 27 kills here, 13 kills here. I'm gonna start trying to target these swords, but I'm gonna pull them back behind my own troops. I've got the Black Blades here. But here is where I'm gonna start making a mistake. For some reason, I don't think that he's going to rush my flanks, and it's just gonna go south very soon for me. But I have 2 Celtic crossbows on each flank to support. I've got Mormor cavalry on each flank to support, so I'm thinking, okay, this is not gonna be. It's gonna go pretty okay for me, but here comes the mistake. So here, I'm targeting the sword hairband. Lots of damage. I'm gonna get my Mormor cavalry in here, but actually I'm going through my own unit, and he does get the charge off into my Pictish berserkers. Very nicely done here by him, and I'm getting my berserkers destroyed here. This is very, very awful for me. Here, actually, the same thing happened. And he's flanking around too. I need to send this Mormon cavalry to go for his noble Germanic horsemen. I'm targeting with the Celtic crossbows, but at this point, the beginning of the fight was just horrible for me, because now my Pictish berserkers will die. My Mormon cavalry in return is going to die. The only thing that's going well for me is the center engagement, but here's one thing about the center engagement. These guys go in berserk and they're gonna start dying to his Germanic pikes. All my black blades are now going to just go into berserk and die to his units. So here I'm gonna try and get my Celtic noble general desperately into the fight. Here it's not going as badly because I still have this Celtic berserker, but again, my Mormon cavalry just does not stand up to noble Germanic horsemen at all. I am sending in my Celtic nobles to support here, and as you can see, the black blades, just by going into berserk mode, just died onto his Germanic pikes. They got crushed here. I mean, berserk is sometimes good, but not here if they go directly into the opponent's units. So here I'm trying to snipe his general with my crossbows, but already the battle is just pretty much lost by me. I did manage to destroy this noble Germanic horseman. I am targeting his cavalry, but now he's gonna start getting into this black blades unit, which doesn't really matter for me because it's very few left anyway. Looks like I am eventually gonna be able to kill these Germanic pikes off the field, and I get some of my Mormon cavalry back on the field. I am starting to stop his noble Germanic horseman, but still the Frankish general is going to be a pain for me to deal with. I'm still targeting this cavalry unit because I do not want him to get into my crossbows. I mean, at this point, the battle is looking very bad, but it's not as bad as you may think if I can kill his cavalry. But he still has a lot of cavalry left on the field, which, if he uses properly, he's going to be able to get into my crossbows. And as you can see, he killed half of, well, almost half of this crossbow unit, I guess. But he still has these two cavalry units here, which are going to be very annoying for me to deal with. Looks like I do misclick here with the crossbows and I don't target his cavalry. This was bad. That was actually really bad. So here I'm targeting his cavalry, as you can see, because his cav needs to die. That is what needs to happen. I've got this Pictish berserker back on the field, I guess, and some black blades still doing some damage to his spikes here, but right now he's going to get a nice charge with noble Germanic horsemen here. Now he still has these two cavalry units here, which I haven't actually been able to deal with. I'm still targeting the wrong cavalry unit. My left flank has just completely died. This crossbow over here is actually not really firing for me for whatever reason. I guess it must be because my unit is actually in melee with his general. And here, this is going to be the end of me. He's going to get his noble Germanic horsemen into my crossbows. And now my crossbows here are going to die as they're about to get charged by pikes and sword hairband. He actually could have turned off the pike formation from his Germanic pikes and go straight into my crossbows. But yeah, that is a game. So looks like no battle statistics again for this game, unfortunately for me. But yeah, 1-1, very well played game by PrinceofMacedon, the specific one. I mean, he did some very nice micro moves this game, definitely. Like, he got all the charges off onto my Pictish berserkers and Celtic berserkers, which he needed to do actually, because if I got those units into the fight untouched, his cavalry would have been in a good amount of danger actually. Like, it could have turned the game around. And then he did some very nice flanking maneuvers with his cavalry as well, and then getting some important rear charges off, which was very, very nice from him. And he also, I'm not sure if it was on purpose or not, but my black blades in the center, I mean, yeah, they at some point dispatched the sword hairband fairly nicely, but after they did that, they went berserk and they went straight into his pikes. So I wonder if that was something that he did on purpose or it just happened, because they went into berserk and they went straight into his pikes, and then my black blades died. So I wonder if that was on purpose or not. But yeah, that is game 2. So currently 1-1. Going to go into game 3, tiebreaker match, or game rather. This is game 3 of the match. I'm playing as the Western Romans and he is the Alans. Now you think that definitely the Alans are favored in this matchup by a mile, because let's see, they have, well, For one, they have the Noble Alani Cavalry, which for some reason he's not using in this particular match. I don't think that they are banned, which is something that I wonder about, why he's not going with them. But anyway, I'm gonna go over the builds. So I've got, like, I'm trying to play with just in one big blob. Like normally I just do flanks, like 2 flanks, three groups or something, or 2 groups. But now recently I've been playing more with well, experimenting more with just keeping my army one solid base. But anyway, I have deployed on my left flank, as you can see here. Up front I have 4 Funditores. Then I have 2 Elite Palatina on each flank. Those are my flanking units. And in the center I have, looks like, a bunch of Protectores Domestici. 5 of them. I have a decent cavalry contingent, 4 Equites Promoti and 2 Cataphractari. All my cavalry is bronze 1. Then I have my bronze 2 Magister Militum General with Brace. So this build is, I would say, fairly standard for Western Romans and quite... I mean, it's hard to do something that's better, I guess. But anyway, now let's go over Prince of Macedon's Alani build. So he has his Alani General Silver 3 with, again, seems to be Warcry. Then he has 3 Noble Germanic Horsemen, gold 1 on the right, 3 Noble Germanic Horsemen, gold 1 on the left. Again, I would have preferred if he brought at least 4 Noble Alani Cav and 2 Noble Germanic Horsemen, but probably 6 Noble Alani Cav would have been best if he brought them. Anyway, he has, again, kind of a strange build. He has 3 Noble Germanic Swordsmen on each flank, 3 Germanic Pikes on each flank. So again, no skirmishers brought by him this game. His Germanic Pikes are bronze 2. I mean, I like the fact that he upgraded his cavalry, but I'm not sure about upgrading his pikes. I would have rather put at least 1 upgrade on all his Noble Germanic Swordsmen. I think he would have done okay if he did like bronze 1 Germanic Pikes, bronze 1 Noble Germanic Swordsman. I think that would have been more effective for him. Potentially even remove all the upgrades on the pikes altogether and put them on the Noble Germanic Horsemen. Possibly. Who knows? Anyway, let's just hit fast forward and you'll see how this one plays out. So at this point, considering the build that he went for, I'm feeling pretty confident. Because, whoa, wait. I have an announcement. I cannot stop the game. I cannot stop the game. I cannot stop the game. 1 second. Yeah, okay, now I can. Just hit play. Looks like there's gonna be a flash tournament soonish. Soonish. Very soonish. Anyway, now I'm using my Funditores here to just do damage to his pikes. This is, I'm feeling really good about this. Just look at his pikes dropping. Also gonna do at least, I think, a pretty decent move here. I'm gonna rear charge his Germanic Pikes. And just look at that. They actually don't connect too well though. But I do kill a lot of his Germanic Pikes, and I do get out with my Equites Promoti. So that was very good for me. I killed 32, I lost nothing. That Germanic Pike just lost a lot of men. Now I'm going to move up my Elite Palatina here. This is a little bit weird. I guess it's a desync, potentially. This is strange. But here he does actually engage, and here I make a massive mistake. Look at the Elite Palatina here. Yeah, this was a huge part in the battle. So he gets some excellent charges off into the Elite Palatina. This is a very, very good move by him. And what does he do? He just pulls out, of course. Like, he does the damage that he needs. Actually, a lot of damage. At this point, I was like, wow, I am in trouble because of losing those 2 Elite Palatina on my left. But here, I'm not having a good time on this side, though at least I do a decent amount of damage to his Noble Germanic Horseman. Definitely not a good trade for me at all. Here, I'm stopping his Alani General. I'm getting my Equites Promoti into the fight and Cataphractari. But I need support here on this flank, which is kind of difficult for me. I'm going to try and engage with my Cataphractari against this Noble Germanic Horseman. I get some decent charges off. But here I make a mistake and I engage 2 units in this blob. This is not great for me. He also has some supporting units here for his cavalry. But I make a mistake here with the Cataphractari. I cannot actually break through. So I'm going to pull out and lose some Cataphractari in the melee. But I'm going to be able to get some infantry support here. Looks like my Funditores don't know what they're doing over there. That's pretty weird. But on this flank, looks like I make a mistake with my Equites Promoti and follow that single Noble Germanic Swordsman. Again, the Elite Palatina are just off the field here. Not looking great at all for me on that flank. I mean, I messed up with the 2 Elite Palatina, which basically lost me that flank. But now I've got my general here rear charging these Noble Germanic Swordsmen, and my general is going to do a lot of damage. He's only lost 1 mana and he's killed a lot of that Noble Germanic Swordsman. Definitely like how he's doing this battle. But here though, I'm actually not doing too bad against Noble Germanic Horsemen with my Equites Promoti. But this Cataphractaria has not really done a good job for me at all. It does get a last charge onto this Noble Germanic Swordsman, I guess, but doesn't really do much. Here he has these annoying pikes, which I have to kite against, but still, now my general is engaged in this blob here, which is not great for my general actually, because he's got his Noble Germanic Horseman here, and I'm gonna get a nice rear charge here with the Cataphractaria against this cavalry, but this looks very weird. I don't remember it happening like this again. It kind of looks strange. It definitely looks strange here. This is not how it went, but looks like I'm gonna move the Funditoris here to fight Noble Germanic Horseman in melee. Huh, looks strange. But here it looks like I get my Equites Promoti out of the fray and he gets a charge on them for free. I don't remember this either, but it does look like my Projectores Domestici trading extremely well against these Noble Germanic Swordsmen on this flank. I'm losing my Equites Promoti on this flank. I don't know what's going on in this game because it definitely looks extremely weird, to say the least. Projectores here are going to hold, and looks like this is another zombie unit for me because he got out of there, I guess because he already killed that unit. But again, this looks extremely weird, and I don't know what is going on with this replay. With the replay system because of the new hotfix. It's just all replays are broken for some reason, despite there not being many balancing changes. Again, just Germanic Levy and some other spear unit getting their what's it called? Getting their precursors removed, which, I mean, these units are not even used in these replays, so very, very odd what's happening. But as you can see here, I had a Funditoris here, I definitely remember, and now I'm going to engage his Alani general with my general. This is a very weird engagement again. This is not how it happened. Because I engaged my general with his, and we were about the same strength, but I had another cavalry unit close by, and we were fighting in my Funditoris. My general died, which did not happen in the game. And here, as you can see, these are all zombie units for him because they're not really doing anything, I guess. And now I'm winning here, and I do not remember losing the engagements over here. This is very strange. And again, I have the zombie unit here, this zombie Equites Promoti. I'm pulling out with the Elite Palatina against Germanic Pikes. Okay. I have no idea what happened here. As you can see, my general somehow died as well, according to the replay, which was not the case. I mean, his general by this point, I think, may have died. And I think, yeah, he definitely chain routed by this point, but look at just how weird the replay is. I mean, is it even gonna give me a wrong... It looks like it actually counts it as a defeat too. And again, it doesn't get me to the battle statistics screen. It's that broken. Oh, that is definitely very strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, I actually won that game and didn't lose it. I did lose second game though, and that was actually pretty decisive for PrinceofMacedon the second game. But I do win the match 2-1. Again, very honored to be able to play against the PrinceofMacedon in a tournament. It was very, very fun opportunity, and I mean, PrinceofMacedon seems to be very, very good at actually controlling his units and microing, but it just seems like he is, how should I put it? He doesn't actually know the meta very well, I guess. And I mean, that's okay because I guess he hasn't really played in too many tournaments, so I mean, it's kind of difficult for a single person to figure out the meta. Like, you need to play a lot with other people to discuss things and such. But anyway, that is the match. So again, good games to PrinceofMacedon. Hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.